Happy Friday.
Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin.
The Cowboys are finished, you understand me?
John Taman.
Pull down my trousers and do your job.
Scott Hartley.
Well, that was dreadful.
And occasionally, Keith Gregg.
So many social engagements, so little time.
And now, your host.
Hey, that's me. I'm John Taman. I'm your host. And as you can see, it is Scotty and I. We just got the ransom call for Jesse. So all I can say is don't go vacationing in Cabo. If you do, don't walk outside the fence. It's on your own fault. Actually, I think he's probably at the proctologist. After all, we did find out last week he's a sloppy bottom. So he's probably going to get some kind of cream or something to help him feel a little bit better. And, you know, the fact of the matter is, if you're supposed to be on the show and you're not on the show and you're screaming about your internet, we get to say whatever we want. And that's him texting us right now telling me, fuck you, man. What the fuck, man? So
it was indeed exactly that, right, John? The internet sucks apparently, but there you go.
He's having internet trouble. Hey, you know, it's just the way it is sometimes, man. All right, so hey, we have a 49ers game coming up this weekend. We got all kinds of news going on that's happening today. So Scott, tell me, sir. Oh, first off, let me just give you your due. Scott from Barrowwood Furnace, UK.
Love it, John.
You know what I did see? I did see a gigantic fucking weather system is heading your way. A gigantic.
Yeah, we've had quite a nasty storm for the past probably 4 days. It's just the start of this, to be honest with you. But I'm not sweating the old Christmas jersey thing, thinking, oh my God, what is going to happen? Very, very well done to my wife. Thanks very much for this number 76 jersey. If Sam Cosme, I'm quite pleased with this. I was expecting a Sam Howell jersey, but
you got one there. Yeah, Cosme's one of the few you can get this year that's worth at least getting. He'll be here anyway. He'll be playing next year, that's for sure.
Exactly that. But as Deluxe has said in the chat there, never a slow news cycle. He's absolutely right.
You can't have a slow news cycle.
In interesting times. I mean, you've obviously seen the news the same as me. It looks like Jacoby's got a bit of a hamstring problem.
Yeah.
And lots of people out. John, you know, Kendall Fuller, Percy Butler, Benjamin St. Juice. I can't remember who the other one was. It Quan Martin was the other one who's not playing.
Well, Rodriguez went on to injured reserve.
He did. And
I didn't see if Quan Martin was playing or not. I hope he is, but I hope if he's hurt, shut him down. I like the way he's been progressing, but
yeah, Tyler Larson, I think, is the other one, isn't he? That's not playing. So everything we could do to try and potentially lose this game, we're going to lose this game anyway. So I didn't give us much chance. At all getting into this game, but it is what it is. I mean, yeah, not ideal, that's for sure.
Well, you know, it's the way it is. And like you said, and that sounds so damn cliche. Dude, I'm listening to John Kime today. And when you say that's the way it is, for one, dude, get the cold over with, man. Jesus Christ, he sounds terrible. He sounds awful. But it was worth listening to him, you know, sniffling and snuffling through the whole show just at the end to hear him go, look, folks, we're not going to win this game. So, you know, if John's checked out,
he looks like he is checked out. I mean, I'm reading Nikki Javala's. I'm reading Nikki Javala's tweets here. It's saying Sam Howell will start if Jacoby can't go. The secondary is pretty depleted. Quan Martin will play safety and nickel. Cam Curl and Terrell Burgess are also at safety. And at corner, we've got Tariq Castro Fields and Emmanuel Forbes. So the people who are out are Fuller, St. Juice, Butler, Larson, and Charles Leno. And questionable are Andrew Wiley and Jacoby Brissett.
So Wiley's questionable and Lucas is already in.
Yeah, so Lucas is already in the left side. And towards the back end of that Jets game, I think for the entire fourth quarter, Wiley went out and we played the guy we got from the Steelers.
Trent something or other?
Trent Scott. That's it. Well done, mate. I couldn't remember his name. I mean, that is purely looking at that 53. Looking at 53 and going, right, who's the fifth tackle? It's like, who are we remembering here? Oh, my God.
Well, you know, we should be used to looking at fifth string players because we usually end up getting down to them. I didn't realize that he had played that long in the game. And he must have done all right. I mean, Brissett hasn't been sacked yet, so that's
No,
pretty good. And I mean, it's only a half. And granted, the defense changes a little bit. See if he's going to try it again. Hey, folks, here we go. Jesse Martin coming in from Southeast Virginia.
I think he's he's struggling very much so to get on, but it doesn't matter. If he gets on, he gets on. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I mean, genuinely, in the end, John, we haven't got any keys to victory, I don't think for this game.
I got a few.
Honestly, you got a few? Well, let's go.
I got a few keys to victory. All right, number one key to a Commander's victory: bad oysters at the hotel fucking bar, where the 49ers are staying. Some bad oysters, something in the food, something that'll get them all sick and shitting all over the place.
Are we sending doing the what they do over here in soccer in our football is generally they find out what hotel the opposing team is staying at, and they send a load of yobbos round at 3:00 in the morning and set fireworks off outside.
Yeah, they do that kind of stuff. In the playoffs, people have done that kind of stuff. Not necessarily fireworks, but they go and they make a hell of a lot of noise. Lawrence Taylor used to send hookers to opposing players' rooms. Here he comes again. Oh, there he is. We've got Jesse Martin. Congratulations. Welcome to the show, Jesse Martin.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we've got you. We've got you, mate.
All right. Way to go, Scott.
To the library, or not the library, the lobby.
Oh,
if
you're at the library, we're going to have more fun with that than I can do. The lobby of what? Where are you?
I am at the Marriott in DC.
All right, so we were just talking about that, Scott. Jesse's down there where the 49ers are going to stay. And
he's where the 49ers are floating to.
All
right. The Marriott.
I ain't going nowhere near the FedEx field.
What are you doing at the Marriott in DC?
Oh, I'm seeing family.
Oh, that's all right. That's cool. They working in the kitchen? All right. Yes, I'm a dick. All right. So we were just going through some keys to victory, and the first one I said was food poisoning. That would help out considerably.
It would.
It would. Second would be maybe a diverted plane. I don't want to call for any kind of accident or anything like that, but some kind of thing where the weather just forces the 49ers to fly to, I don't know, Cuba or something like that. Stick around for a couple of days. I think that would be a way that we could win. If the 49ers somehow got out onto the field and took a look at us and took pity on us and just said, we're going to forfeit and go sightseeing, that would be a key to help us win. Beyond that, there ain't much of a chance of nothing as far as I'm concerned. And, people are going to yell at me and all that kind of stuff like that, but they don't give me any reason for any optimism. Brissett should play better. And if we were playing a team that was closer to us in stature, then I would say that we have a better chance to win. But the 49ers, I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, I'm looking at this team here, John, and I'm looking at it, and 11-4 NFC West champions, obviously number one seed at the moment, coming off a 33-19 loss against the Ravens. They are going to be pretty pissed off.
Right. And Baltimore's just up the street. So maybe what we can do for another key victory, tell them that Baltimore's got a home game up the street. If you get up there now, you can catch freaking Lamar coming out of his locker room, maybe beat his ass or something like that.
They're key players. You've got Brock Purdy, 4,000 yards this season, 1,395 for CMC. Ayuk with 1,200, 6 touchdowns. Kittle with 6 touchdowns. Fred Warner's just an absolute beast. He's 126 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 4 interceptions, and as a total, they've got 45 sacks on defense. Nick Bosa with 10.5, Javon Hargrave with 7, Eric Armstead with 5, and Chase Young's got 2.5. So they are stacked on every. We talked about this last night. They are stacked on every side of this the football, no matter which way we look at it. We haven't even talked about Deebo Samuel yet. This is a very, very, very good side.
We're going to have to talk about him enough on Monday. Our 2 starting cornerbacks are Forbes and
Tariq Castro-Fields.
Castro-Fields. That's just going to be oh my God, that's going to be a riot, man. They're probably laughing their way over here. Maybe that's another key to victory, that Ayuk and Deebo Samuel laugh themselves into hernias and can't play.
Yeah, and the 2 safeties, obviously Cam Curl and Quan Martin, are going to play safety by the looks of it. A lot of send that, Jesse. There's a lot of change on the offensive line as well. A lot of players who were benched earlier in the season coming in and playing again. The likes of Nick Gates at center, It's going to be a really tough game. This is going to be a really, really tough game. Jesse, you thought we could score points with Jacoby. That's if he does play. It's a genius move from Josh Harris and Ron Rivera to get Sam Howell back in the starting lineup. But
or Brissett was like, Nick Gates, I'm good, man. I'm fucking good. I got a fucking
Nick Gate. He looked at that and said, Nick Gate and Trent Scott. Nah, you're all right. Not this weekend, please.
I'm good. Yeah, who the hell? I mean, maybe he did tweak a hammy. Who fucking knows? But,
he's not young. And it's damp outside, and maybe he didn't have the proper nylons on or something like that. I mean, who knows what happens, man? We're talking about Jacoby Brissett and his potential hammy tweak, and the fact of the matter is that, like you said, he may well have done it. He's not a young guy.
I think he did, because even if Brissett played and we had every one of our starters, there is no chance in fucking hell that we're winning this game.
No.
So I don't think there's any shenanigans going on at all.
No, I don't think there's any.
I don't think there's any shenanigans at all. We can laugh about it and think that, but in all honesty, we know it. This is a horrible team from top to bottom. We have totally overestimated this team in every facet we thought was going on at the start of the season. Put the burgundy glasses on. We all wear them and just went, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna look through these and say, hey, this is going to be a 10-win team or a 9-win team. How far from the truth? Well, how far away from the truth we could possibly be? And it's as you said yesterday, Jesse, and you were absolutely bang on again. This is a 2-year team it's going to take at least 2 years to get anywhere near to being competitive under a new regime. But what is really good and what is really challenging here is I don't really want to talk about draft picks. I don't really want to talk about where we are now because I think it's a little bit disrespectful because we've got 2 games to go. But it's 10 days left of this regime.
Yep.
10 days. And then
10 days
they're
to
gone.
go.
You know what I mean? 10 days to go.
I was listening to JP and Beamich today on the radio. And I agree with JP. I think on September 8th or September 9th, we're going to have Josh Harris is going to have a press conference and announce, we're going to start from scratch and we're going to build this thing the right way. And
on September 8th? I hope he says it a lot further sooner than that.
January 8th. Did I say September?
January 8th, yeah.
No. But yeah, and that's when it starts is January 8th or January 9th, whichever one. But I agree with JP in the fact that there's going to be a press conference and there's going to be, it starts now. So
he's going to let him fly home with the team. Oh, no, we're at home against the Cowboys. So he's probably going to let him have his final speech in the locker room and then just call him straight into the office. So,
I think that's already – I think it's already been happened.
That's already been done, hasn't it? That's already been done. We know that's done. He's already probably packed his office up, to be fair, ready to go. But in all honesty, I don't – I'm not going to be, remorseful about it. I'm not going to sit there and say, F Ron and all this because, honestly – he was the right guy at the right time, but change is needed, wholesale changes at that as well. I'll still have respect for Ron for what he done for this franchise at the time, for trying to bring the culture. But you nailed it again, Jesse, yesterday by saying your words were he's bitten off more than he could chew, and the outside noise was too loud for Ron in the end. This is not Carolina. You know what I mean? This is not Carolina.
By the other token on Ron there is when you say that, he was the best man for the job at the time. And I'm going to go ahead and say he was one of the few that would take the job. That's
very true. That's very true, John. And it's difficult to get people in of his caliber as well. We got to remember he was, the overall coach of the year twice on the spin. I know one of them seasons he had Cam Newton, but at the same time, you think to yourself, well, he's a well-respected guy in NFL circles, and you can't deny that. And
I'll tell you,
I got through cancer. He got through a lot of shit, and he tried to right the ship, and it hadn't worked out for him, unfortunately. And that's one of the things.
I'm tired of hearing people say, "Oh, well, he had Cam Newton." You know what? When a coach does good, they have a fucking quarterback. I mean, I don't care who he's had on the team. He had him on the team. I mean, he drafted him. He was there. He coached him. So I hate that. Oh, well, he had Cam Newton. No, that does not negate any of the stuff that he's done in this league just because he had a fucking quarterback. I think low-hanging fruit, and it's fucking just lame as shit when people talk about that.
Well, I think you're right. People respect him. I think everybody's very proud of what he was able to sort of accomplish here. But I also think that I speak for everyone when I say, get out of here. Get the
Agreed. It's time. It's
get
time.
out of here. Take everything.
Like David Aldridge said today, this is a wins league, and he just didn't win enough. Period.
It's an old school approach that he has. He has an approach from the 80s and the 90s, right? When he was learning how to coach and when he learned how to play. So he has an approach that takes a long time. And as you can see by all his draft picks, they take a long time before they're able to play.
I didn't have gray in my beard when he became coach. Now I do.
I had hair. I did. I had hair. I had really long, luxurious hair. All right. So Jacoby's hamstring. All right. So we were just saying that it's possible that it's been tweaked. Scott, you alluded to something in our text that was rather funny, that Josh called him up and said, hey, what the fuck are you doing? We might have something about that come Monday, depending on what happens. So
that motherfucker was watching film, watching that defensive line, and he said, Sam, you can have it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. All right, so then let me run some true or false. Let me just run some quiz past you guys real quick.
Go on, then.
All right, so true or false? Scott, Chase gets a sack. Chase Young gets a sack.
True. Yeah, I think he does.
Jesse,
I think he does.
Chase Young gets a sack.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I think he gets a sack too. All right, here's another true or false. Jesse, I'll start with you. Brian Robinson, who's going to play this weekend, gets by Chase because Chase overextends his fucking rush like he usually does. I think I heard that he was going to play this weekend. So
I did not see that at all.
Well,
I didn't see that either.
I'm not going to say John Keim lied to me. Let me see his stats. But if he does play this weekend, he will get around Chase on one of those plays where Chase overextends his rush or busts his rush too fast upfield and leaves a hole.
I'll say this. Whoever's playing running back for us will get around him because he overextends.
Brian is limited in practice. Injury update with the commander. Blah, 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 blah. Says it's ready to play, but whether or not that's what I'm looking at. CBS.
Yeah, I got I got it from the official site here. He was limited on Wednesday and limited on Thursday. Friday's practice is not out as of yet.
Yep, no designation. So all right. Well, that's so okay. I'd be happy to see Brian Robinson coming back, especially since Rodriguez is not going to play. All right.
I'm actually surprised they'd have him come back and play these last two games. I'm surprised they didn't put him on IR.
I thought it'd be a heavy dose of Antonio Gibson and Jared Patterson, and then maybe Gore mixed into it as well. Who knows?
Jonathan Williams not available.
AD's not going to be here.
No, I don't know what's happening with Jonathan Williams.
I thought we saw him a couple of weeks ago.
He's on the team. He's not injured. He's not on the injury report.
Okay. Oh, maybe Jonathan Williams is there. I thought he was on IR for some reason. So sorry.
He started.
I wouldn't play Robinson.
So
I wouldn't play Robinson at all.
All right. So here's another one for both of you. Over under on sacks for the 49ers. I put at 3. Now this has nothing to do with Vegas, but I say 3.
Over.
I've got to go over than that.
Way over.
Maybe $500 on that.
All right. So over under 4.
If it depends who the QB is. If it's Brissett, I would say 3 is about right. If it's Howell, I'd go way over the 3,
6.
Probably 5.
6. I'd go 6. All right. Forbes gets a pick. True or false? This is a prediction. No?
False. No.
Okay. Jesse wants it to happen.
But then again, Purdy, what was it, 4? Was it 4 last week? He threw?
He can be had. He can be had. However, I will point out that our defense plays like a couple of schoolgirls. And
that's very true.
They're not very good at doing this kind of stuff. So
especially when you're onto the 4th string corner and the 3rd string safety, and it's just I'm
telling you what. I hope that Deebo Samuel has some kind of like stitches that rupture because he's laughing so hard at this prospect that he has this Sunday.
One player I think we
all
forgot about, and I was thinking about it before, is what has actually happened to Phil Mathis? Does anyone know where he actually
plays like 10 or 12 plays a game?
Yeah, he's out there.
This guy's like a fucking enigma. He's like, honestly, where is he? Does he
exist? Well, you could put him in one of those books. Where's Fedarian?
Maybe that's what we need to do. Yeah.
Not doing anything. I haven't seen him record much.
Yeah.
Let me see if he even has a stat line yet. Let's see. Fedarian.
Who knows? Because I've never heard hide nor hair of him, and apparently he's been fit. But yeah, that's another one of the brain dead picks that we picked there.
Well, they didn't expect
Payne to have that season. Yeah, I suppose
they didn't expect Payne to do that. But that's another thing where you can look right at Ron and go, "Well, how did you not expect him to do that?" Jesus Christ, he's capable of doing it. Why didn't you expect it? All right, let's see. Over under on Christian McCaffrey's yardage. I'm going to say it's 170.
Whatever it is, over. Look, if we're giving up 100+ yards to Breece Hall, we're giving up. I mean, I know the running back I get for the Rams.
Breece Hall's a good running back.
Yeah, but the running back for the Rams is probably one of the best in the league at the minute.
Kyron Williams
broke out this season. He's really broke out this season.
One thing I noticed with Kyron Williams, the way that they do. I've been saying this. When you look at the way everybody's so happy with how C. Rodriguez played last week, and I am too. And I hear about explosiveness and vision. But to me, I don't see explosiveness the way I expect to see it, because the way we do our handoffs, you watch Sam, he'll catch the ball because we hand off from shotgun 99% of the time, and he'll just stop and turn around like a robot and hand it over there. And the running back starts from a dead stop as soon as he gets the ball. Whereas I see a guy like Kyron Williams, he's got 2 steps, 3 steps, getting his speed up, and he gets the ball then, and then pow. I guess the difference is that we don't open the line up, or that they aren't teaching these college quarterbacks how to fucking take the ball under center as much as they used to.
No, because college quarterbacks are more mobile runners themselves now. Right. And that's part of the problem, isn't it? They're all out of shotgun. Dual threat quarterbacks now. That's where we're going in college, and that's trending into the league as well. And it's funny because, as you said, John, a couple of times, most of these pocket pass quarterbacks are the ones who are actually getting injured rather than the ones who are more mobile, which you'd expect it to be the other way around. But yeah, I'm with you. You don't see a simple handoff, where the ball is placed to the running back who's running at that pace.
Right. Who's running. Right. And he hits none of it. Yeah. Now, there's also wisdom, I guess, in being able to start the way we're doing it, because it gives the running back a chance to see where the hole develops. However, it's the NFL, man. That hole is going to open up and close up real quick. And I want to see some lightning in our backfield. I like Rodriguez. I like Robinson for next year, but I want to see some lightning.
You're also forgetting then, John, that we don't run the ball until the second half.
No, I know that. So. Dude, I wrote a song about it. Don't you forget I actually sang on this podcast last week. You poor people. Sorry for that. All right, wait a minute. Deluxe wants to know, question on Mathis. How do other linemen do when he is playing? He wasn't a stat guy in college. He opened it up for others, which is true. That's the prototypical defensive tackle's job. Considering our defense sucks all around the board, I don't really see where it's making much difference. Cody Barton played pretty well last week, but I'll have to look. That's a good point, Deluxe, because I'll have to check and see when he's making plays and who's in the game. That's a good point.
Yeah, he's a block eater. He's
space eater.
Yeah. So I mean, I know I've seen him out there, and he's in a rotation. Your main guys are Payne and Allen, so they're going to get your majority of snaps. And,
I don't see them getting. I mean, I guess they do, but it's a very slim majority, because I see Ridgeway in there a lot.
Well, they're also in 5 defense, 5 down linemen a lot too. So your 5th defensive lineman is always Ridgeway.
Right. So and besides that you're right. That is the most rotated group on the field. All right. So offensively from the 49ers, how are we going to stop big plays? Because
we're not.
Every single position, every skill position is not just filled. It's filled with a fucking superstar.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Curtis Samuel, go talk to Deebo Samuel and say, man, how do you do what you do? Because he does what he does. Curtis Samuel does quite well with what he does. But Deebo Samuel it's the Samuel thing. He takes it to the next level. That guy he's fucking crazy.
Unless
we haven't even mentioned McCaffrey.
Throws an interception, or unless there's a fumble, they're scoring on every drive. Mark
I was going to say that, Jesse. You said every drive they're scoring on.
Every drive is going to be a score.
Wow, that's a.
And I'm not saying field goal either. I'm talking about 6
touchdown on every drive. So you're telling me they're putting 56 on the board this week?
What's the average? What's the average? 12 drives a game?
Or maybe it's that they start Sam Howell and these drives all start at the 30 because he's throwing interceptions and fucking fumbling on sacks.
Could be. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's anywhere near close this game, but we can still probably score 20 points. You know what I mean? 21.
Which one's the quarterback? If it's Sam Howell, no, I don't think so. If it's Jacoby Brissett, yeah, I think so. But if it's Sam Howell, we aren't scoring 20 points. We'd be lucky to get 10. It's that simple. And if we get 10, it's because one of those drives, either the touchdown or the field goal, was a fumble or something that happened that gave us the ball down close enough that we didn't have to go very far. Because I just don't see it.
I'll give you an over-under.
Is it your pants? Because you're messing with them pretty bad over there.
No, I'm not. I'll give you an over-under 60%. 60% 49ers fans in the stadium.
60%? Yeah, that's probably true. That's about
I don't know. I mean, they don't travel that much, but they have a broad fan base. I mean, there's 49ers fans all over the damn country.
Yeah, they're all fat and ugly.
So I'll say more than 50.
50-50. All right, we'll have to see who's at the game tomorrow.
And listen, I got offered free tickets, and I said no, and I'm here.
Free tickets.
That's bad.
Wow.
You got like a 20-minute drive. That's bad. You could ride the subway out there. Shit. All right. So we haven't even mentioned Christian McCaffrey yet. Because
unbelievable. He is MVP. He has to be. For me, I know everyone's talking about Lamar Jackson, but he is the best player. He's the best player in the NFL. End of story.
He is the best player on the field. Yeah. Christian McCaffrey deserves MVP, and it's not close.
What if they lost him? What if they lost him? How would they do? Would they be as powerful as they are? Would they be a Super Bowl favorite? That's the MVP. If the Ravens lose Lamar Jackson, they're toast, and that's that.
Yeah.
All right. McCaffrey, you're right. I mean, I'm not arguing against him being an MVP candidate. The dude's going to go for 1,500 yards probably Sunday, then that'll give him 2,800 yards on the season. So
they would be a lot less dynamic, and they probably wouldn't win the Super Bowl.
Who's their backups? They've got. Is it Elijah? Let me see.
I'll tell you here. I've got the depth chart in front of me. So the depth chart of running back is Elijah Mitchell's the second one.
Mitchell, that's right. I knew it started with the M.
Yeah, it was either Elijah Moore or Elijah Mitchell. Those are the only two Elijahs I know about in the league.
But I mean, looking at this, here we go. We're looking at the starters here. You got Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk at fullback. Then we haven't even talked about the line, which is Williams. You've got Banks, Feliciano, Jake Brendel. You've got Spencer Burford, and then you've got Colin McVitie and Matt Pryor are your two tackles there as well. I mean, they are studied throughout this entire team. There's not a single spot where I look at that and go, "We're better."
No,
we have a better position than any of them.
I don't think so.
You just don't. We just don't. And that's the difference is, I said this to Jesse yesterday, on a rebuild, when we're talking about Washington and we're talking about the whole high turnover of people that are coming in, what can you really build your team around here? I know we have two good interior linemen.
What can you build it around?
And we have one.
That's about it right now.
One, maybe two playmakers in Terry and Jahan, but Terry's dropped off. Jahan hasn't had a good season. What else is there? What else is there?
I put that more on the offense than them.
No, I agree with that. I understand.
But I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't think that you go wide receiver. All right, and these people that are talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. And I mean, I get it that you're gonna say, it's hard to pass by a playmaker. He's an instant team changer, and there is no such thing, except maybe at quarterback. Maybe, and they have to hit her early. But this is where I lose my train of thought with the thread here. I look over here and I wonder what the fuck.
With the playmakers that we have, we can win if we had a competent quarterback and a competent offensive coordinator and an offensive line.
Those are major things. I think if we had a competent offensive line, Sam Howell could be a competent quarterback. Not very but I'm not as high on him as I was 8 weeks ago, say. You know,
I
8 weeks ago,
am
I'm thinking that we got somebody that we might be able to build around.
Harrison Jr. is a non-starter for me, and I will be fucking livid if somehow, some way, some dumbass picks him.
Picks who? Say again.
Who's this?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a waste of a pick.
Look, you know what? We said we weren't going to talk draft, but it's kind of almost impossible now.
It's there. It's there now, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, we're not going to talk draft. We're going to go ahead and make our NFL picks because it is 30 minutes into the show. And Scott sent me a fucking package with a finger in it. And I'm not sure who this person's finger, but he said, if we go over an hour, I'm sending you her ear. So don't know what that means.
Pig's ears are going to turn up at John's house. Yeah.
Right.
And it's not for the dogs.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch over now to our nifty background for our pick segment. And
I have the Big in Boss book in front of me from last week.
Go ahead.
Now, the scores on the doors are Jesse Martin, you got 9 picks correct. John, you got 8 picks correct. I also got 9 picks correct. So on the season, Jesse, you're at 7 wins. John, you are the next place with 5 wins. And I have 4 wins. So I am out of it completely with 2 weeks to go. John, you can tie it. Jesse, looking at the bets, you put $1,050 down. Your returns were $1,089.09, giving you a $39.09 profit. Profit, mate. Well done. That's good. So your big ones were Cincinnati laying them 2.5 points, 200, gave you 366.67. $50 on the under in the Indianapolis and Atlanta game, which was $97 back. Cleveland laying the 2.5, gave you 183. Lions laying the 3, gave you 196. Seattle laying the 3, gave you was an exacta 50-50 push. Tampa Bay laying the 2.5 was a great call, giving you 96. And you took the 6 points in the New England versus Denver game, which was unreal to have New England cover, and New England obviously won the game. So well done, Jesse. That was $99 from that bet as well. John, $1,250 down. Your returns $1,707.56, giving you a profit of $457.56. You were very similar on some of them bets. The under for the Indianapolis, Atlanta, the Cincinnati one was exactly the same. Cleveland exactly the same. Njoku, second one on the trot. Njoku anytime touchdown was plus 200. That gave you $300.
That dude's a stud and a half.
He was brilliant last night as well. He was very good.
Gronk-like out there, doesn't he? He's unstoppable.
Under 41.5 in the Seattle game. Over 41.5 in the Jags and Tampa Bay game. Chicago laying the 4.5. That got you 97. Ravens plus the points. You took that one too. Over as well in the Ravens 49ers game. That came in for you. So well done, you. I put $600 down. My returns were $520.53, $79.47 loss. So not good. Same sort of bets there. The only different one I got there was Washington plus the points. I took mine on the -3. That obviously we were within 3. It was a push, that one. So yeah, not really good for betting for me this week. Jesse, you were a profit. John, you absolutely smashed it on
we didn't push. We won. It was
who won?
Lost by, we only lost by.
Yeah, we won. It was 2.5. That's right. Yeah. So yeah,
and it was 3.5. We were 3.5 underdogs plus 3.5. So it wasn't a push. So you won money off that one.
You bet on Cleveland last night, right?
Yes,
yeah,
yes, I did.
Yeah.
Now, I crashed out at halftime in that. Did Njoku end up scoring? Because I know you. I saw you were going to put a parlay down on Njoku, and
did he score?
Njoku did. Most certainly did score. Absolutely, yeah.
He didn't play.
Njoku got like 136 yards.
Was brilliant.
Yeah, Njoku was amazing. But
no, who was brilliant was Joe motherfucking Flacco. I mean, he was great. He had 300 yards in the first fucking half.
He was
Kevin
awesome yesterday.
Kevin Stefanski, you got to give it to him.
Coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski.
I'll tell you, if you're Josh Harris and you look at Cleveland, you got to see the potential here. If you can frickin' turn it around, if you can get a winner in here, that team has been the Browns. We're the new Browns, but the Browns were the Browns for a long effing time. And look at that stadium; it's fucking packed. and loud. So
I'm looking at this here on the box score from last night, and Joku got 6 receptions for 134, but he didn't get a touchdown.
Yeah, he got close. I know that. I went to bed at halftime.
I swear to God, I saw him get a fucking touchdown.
He got knocked out at like the 2.
Yeah, I
that was the one where Kareem Hunt scored.
Oh, he got one. Yeah, Kareem Hunt came in and did a press up afterwards, I think, if I remember right.
Dude, and then they got a fumble on the kickoff and failed to score. They got the ball at like the 20-yard line and failed to score completely.
Deluxe has got a really good point there, going back to the Commanders, saying, I really don't think you can fairly evaluate the secondary players from this season. Got to agree with you there. They're early, they're young. Forbes and Quan Martin, you can't evaluate them. You've got to give them a bit of time to get used to it. So yeah,
absolutely. You got a real fucking DB's coach in here.
Yeah, you got to give them some confidence.
Agreed.
And regardless, that's our 1st and 2nd round pick. They're going to be here. You better coach them up.
Correct.
Coach them up. You don't just give up on them right away.
All right, let's go with the Lions and the Cowboys. Cowboys are home. They are favored by 4.5 points. Over under is 52.5. Man, this is going to be a good game, guys. I'm going to stay away from the line here. I think the Cowboys are going to win, but I think this is going to be close. I'd lean towards Lions plus the point if I were a betting man, which I am definitely a betting man. But
you're doing that.
But yeah, the Cowboys are going to win. All right, that's all I'll say.
All right, I'll tell you what. I like this line. I'm taking the Cowboys. I'll lay those 4.5 points, and I will put down $100 on that. The Cowboys beat the shit out of people in their own house. And Detroit has shown the ability to be Detroit. All right, they're not this invincible team like they seemed like in the first 7 or 8 weeks. As soon as Thanksgiving got here, what have they won? 1 time since then? 2 times since then?
What are you talking about? No, they've Detroit's like 11 and whatever.
Maybe not one.
Detroit are doing very well. They just rolled
the
title last week, didn't they? As well,
they've lost 1 game since Thanksgiving, but I think they've won every other game.
Maybe
they're not good at spread,
which is not unusual. But I think that my point is that they have not been we've been losing betting on them.
11 and 4 they are.
They're not great. They're not great against the spread, but
we've done better.
I think, Cowboys coming off a loss, they're going to be upset. Then they're home, and that's the only reason why I'm picking the Cowboys is because they're at home. But if they were picking it and playing in Detroit, I'd be all over Detroit.
I think
Detroit's high right now.
Well, I think that's exactly what it was. It's not that they've lost; it's that we've lost because we've been betting on them. We believed in them, and then they started to shit the bed on us on the field.
Yeah.
But I'm taking the Cowboys in this because of how well they do at home. But you're right. I think if it was in Detroit, it'd be the other way around because the Cowboys, they're bad on the road. They get knocked around on the road. So the Cowboys, their only hope is to get any playoff games that they can to be in their house. So they've got to play as hard as they can on the rest of the way out. I like them in this game, and I like them by at least a touchdown. $100 down on the Cowboys, and I am also going to go ahead and put down $50 on the over in this game.
That is a tough one to go on the over. I've got the Cowboys in this game as well at home. They're just there's something different at home. They don't lose at their place. So
they beat the shit out of people.
I'm going to lay the points on this as well, the 4.5, and I'm going to put 50 on this. I'm going to stay away from the over under. I don't believe 52 points is. I think that's a little bit too high. I'm looking at Detroit's last 2 games. They won 42-17 against the Broncos, which is a big high-scoring game, and then 30-24 against the Vikings. So they can have points scored on them, but I think 52 is just a little bit too high for me.
All right, moving right along here, we got the Miami Dolphins on the road against the red-hot Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are favored by 3.5. Over under 46.5. How can you not like the Ravens in this position? Not saying that Miami's a bad team or anything like that, but I mean,
the Ravens made a statement last week.
Like what?
They made a statement.
Oh yeah, I thought you said Ravens made a stinker last week. No, yeah, they made a statement, and I think they're going to keep making a statement. They're at home, and the Dolphins up until last week where they squeaked out a win against the Cowboys. They're not good against good teams. So give me the Ravens, laying the points, and I'm going to put 200 on it.
200. All right, I'm going to do half that. I'm going to lay the points, take the Ravens, and I'll put 100 down. And I will also put 100 down on the over in this game. I'm going high scoring this week, at least in these two games. I'll tell you what, these two teams could easily put up 60.
And just remember out there, the Cowboys and Lions play tomorrow night.
Right, and there's no Monday Night Football this week.
Yeah, no Monday night. Yeah,
there's the NCAA playoff. So
you were going 100 there on the Ravens laying the points. Did you say, John? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and another 100 on the over.
Oh, yeah. Now I am a pussy, and I don't want to put any money on this game because it's a fact. I'm backing Baltimore to win the game. I think at home they'll do enough. Miami seemingly don't travel that well unless it's to Washington. So maybe they won't do all right. But 3.5 is 46.5. I mean, that isn't high. That is not a high bar.
Yeah, no, it's very low. And the weather's, I mean, it's not cold anymore. You know, it's just not.
I'll stick $50 on the over. Give me 50 on the over.
You're queefing over there.
All right, we got the New England Patriots traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. The Bills are favored by 14. Over under
so big.
And I'm sorry, no fucking way. I got the Bills to win this game. I'm going to put 50 on the Patriots to cover, though.
You're going to put 50 on the Patriots to cover?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's tough, Jesse. I mean,
okay. This one's nuclear waste to me. Hands off entirely. Dump it in the sea out in Japan. I have nothing that I want to do with this game in any way. The Patriots, they're still playing to win. You know, Bill Belichick's not going to play for a draft pick, and they're still playing to win. So, and then that's good for us. You know, that's good for us. So I'm going to root for the Patriots to win, but I think the Bills are going to win. But I am not touching that line because. You know, the Bills are capable of going out there and beating them by 20 points. But whether or not – but the Patriots are also capable of going out and saying, okay, you're not going to do that. You're only going to beat us by 10.
Hey, Pat's got a good defense, man.
They do. They won last week. But, I mean, the Bills, they had a couple of good statement games there. But I just – not 14, no.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, the Bills can –
spanking. But still, 14? No.
The Bills can shit the bed easy as well. They have games, they run games far too tight at times, And you just think this is a game where you should be absolutely destroying a team. And it's so tight. And then they'll come up and beat someone like Kansas City. And you think, how's this work?
They're coming in because they have to win this game. If they want to go to the playoffs, they have to win. And, you know, they could play a little bit uptight. Like I said, I know the Bills are going to win this game. There's zero doubt about that. I just don't think they're going to cover the 14.
The fact of the matter is they could come in the opposite way and loose in a bad way. And I mean, like, fucking Allen tries to do too much. That dude will turn the ball over, you know? And
Zappy's been playing okay, man. Hey, got to give Bailey Zappi a little bit of credit. He has not played bad at all. So, yeah,
the Bills needing to win plays into Bill Belichick's hand. Belichick loves that kind of shit, man. So,
I got the Patriots to cover. I definitely got the Patriots to cover.
All right, there you go. What you got, Scott? Did you make your bet?
Yeah, I'm on Buffalo. I'm not putting anything on this either because I'm with you guys. I don't know what you're doing. So, yeah,
he wasn't paying attention.
I was paying attention,
buddy. All right, let's see.
We'll move on to the next one. So I think is it Arizona against Chicago next one, or Atlanta versus Chicago?
Yeah, Atlanta and Chicago. Bears are favored by 2.5, and I think our friend LJ is going to be at the game. She had the Bears game last week. Over under 37.5. Heineke. You know, we got all these fans, Washington fans. You know, putting tweets out. Oh, you see how Heineke played last week? Oh, he should still be here. Eat it.
Let me ask you this: if your girlfriend leaves you and runs off and makes porn movies, do you rent them and look at them? Do you go look at them? Do you go find them on the fucking web? No, you don't want to see. No, fuck Heineke, man. He's a fucking Falcon, and that's that.
Yeah. And I just want to put something out. Our boy Carl, I love you, Carl. He goes by Riggo.
He's a Heineke boy.
He's a Heineke lover.
Yes, he is.
And we were going back and forth on Twitter because they said something, but Ron's dumbest mistake was when he pulled Heineke for Carson Wentz last year in the Cleveland game. But we're looking. You don't understand. Do you not remember how awful Heineke was playing and why that decision was made? Because he was awful.
Everybody's got 20/20 hindsight, and that's all.
Give me the Bears, laying the points, putting 100 on it.
That's hot, man.
Last week, Heineke fucked me but good. He played the Colts, and we were talking about this last week. When Heineke was announced as starter, it was a 5-point swing in the fucking line, and I laughed at that, and he went ahead and fucking fucked me. So I am going to take the Bears. I am going to lay the points. I'm not as bold on that as I'm going to put 50 on it because of the Heineke factor. But I am also going to put $50 on the over. I'm going with overs this week. The over.
Sorry, John, you've done exactly the same bet I have, and so have you, Jesse. I've gone exactly the same. I got 100 on Chicago laying the points, and I got 50 on the over here as well. I think that's pretty straightforward. The tight end for Chicago.
Komet.
Oh, he's in my fantasy. Yeah, Cole Komet. He's in my fantasy. He's having a really good season.
He's
beat up at the minute, but he's doing well. So I think he could be on there as well for playing really well. And Justin Fields is doing the job for Chicago, and this is the big problem here because everything in the draft runs through Chicago right now with that overall first pick. What are they going to do? What are they going to do with Justin Fields? We said it last night. I'd trade for Justin Fields, mate, if he's available.
See what
I mean? If you can see
what they want, yeah.
If you're sitting there at 3 and you're thinking, do you know what, it's going to cost me an absolute king's ransom to get up to 1, do you go with something like that as a kind of stopgap again?
Tell you what, I wouldn't give them that pick. Fuck no. But you know what? If it came down to it and say Caleb Williams and I don't know, one of the other quarterbacks that everybody loves, Drake May, they're going at 1 and 2. Joe Alt still sits there. I would definitely call Chicago up with some seconds and thirds and say, hey, especially if
the Chase Young pick.
If they pick Williams because if those two quarterbacks go 1-2, they've picked one of them. So you call them up then with the Chase Young third. You're right, the fourth almost.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I was doing.
So yeah, that's going to be a fun game to watch. I think this one's a trip.
Yeah. So is Stroud back? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, apparently so.
Okay, if Stroud, this is predicated on Stroud being back. All right, the Titans are going to Houston to face the Texans. They are 4.5-point dogs. Over under 43.5. And if Stroud's playing, give me the Texans.
Yeah, I just read there as you were speaking, I just read there. It's saying CJ Stroud will start against the Titans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not going to bet on this, but yeah, the Texans should win, and I think they should cover. But maybe his first game back in a while might be a little bit rusty, and he doesn't have all his receivers. So
no, he doesn't have Tank Dill.
No, exactly.
I'm not betting on this game either. If Stroud wasn't playing, I'd have picked the Titans, and I would have bet. I would have taken that. But
it's Tannehill, isn't it, in at QB?
No, Levis looks like he's
back. Levis, is he?
Oh, it
was Tannehill last week, and they ran whoever they were playing close. They were very, very close, actually. Mm-hmm. It was down to like the last play of the game. But Vrabel might be one of these guys who's going to get the heave-ho. He might be getting the can. I don't know. They've not had a very good season, the Titans. So maybe you've got to take your own pains.
Yeah, I would take if Stroud is going to play, I'll take the Texans for being at home just as a pick, but I'm not touching this game in any other way. And if the freaking Titans win, I wouldn't be surprised.
Same with me. I'm taking the Houston Texans for the win. Don't want to pick anything on this at all.
All right. Moving right along here, and we got the Red Hot Raiders.
Raiders, exactly that. Yeah.
Taking on the Colts. Colts are 3.5-point favorites. Got no idea why, because they fucking suck.
They are fucking aggravating team they've been.
Oh God, Colts made me sick last week. Give me the Raiders, man. I love how they're playing right now. I love how Antonio Pierce is got that team fucking fired up.
Yep.
The defense is playing good. And fucking Aiden O'Connell, man, another he's getting the job done. He's getting the job done.
What he did last week was he held on.
What was amazing against the Chiefs last week was I was watching this game in the fourth quarter and on Red Zone because there's nothing else on because it was the late game. And he said, "Oh yeah, the last time Aiden O'Connell made a completed pass was the first quarter. He'd gone an hour and 45 minutes without making a completed pass."
Well, the Chiefs defense was like rated number 2 in the league.
The ball.
The fact is that Patrick Mahomes gave up the game on 2 consecutive plays in the first quarter.
Yep.
He fumbled away a touchdown, and then 7 seconds off the game clock later, he threw a pick 6. And what wasn't the Raiders' final score 20? Didn't they get 20 total? So Aiden O'Connell drove him down for 2 field goals, and they held on. Their defense won that game, I thought. But I do like the Raiders.
It was 2014. Yeah,
2014. Right. So I like the Raiders in this game. I like
I do too.
Max Crosby's playing his ass off right now. The Raiders defense is really freaking opportunistic right now. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, the Colts have fucked me. And if I don't like it when a football team fucks me like that. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, fuck if I know. Jesus Christ. He's going to take Mark fucking, that fucking weird looking guy that owns the Raiders out for a drink. Maybe he'll bring Tom Brady. Fuck the Colts. I'm done with the mustache until next week, maybe. But in this game, I'll take the Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders, and I'm going to take those 3.5 points. I'm going to put $100 down on it, and I will take the over in this game as well for $50.
Yeah, I got the Raiders covering. Yeah, I'll do a win and $50 on cover. Raiders win.
Mm-hmm. Got you both. Yeah, I'm also taking the Raiders. Just the way they're playing under Pierce is, they're doing really well. They're doing really well, and they're just staying in games. So for me, you've got to take the Raiders here. The Colts are one of them sides that are just middling sides that don't really do a lot. They've not got a chance to get to the postseason. They're okay.
They're spoilers, okay. Maybe if they show up, because you never know which Colts team's going to show up.
Go ahead.
All right, Rams traveling to MetLife Stadium. They are 6-point favorites over the New York Giants. Over under is 43.5. Yeah, boys, I like the Rams here. I really, really like the Rams here. They're really got going. They're going to be a dangerous team. So give me the Rams laying the points, and I'm gonna put 50 on it.
I'm going to double that. I'm going to give the Rams, lay the points, $100 down on it. I do like them in this game big time. The Giants, you and your fucking DeVito and his fucking family and his fucking cousin with his fucking hat, and then fuck all of you. Fuck the Giants as far as I'm concerned. Give me the Rams in this all day long, especially Kyron Williams running all over the place. Puka Nacua is fucking unstoppable. And Cooper Kupp is out there. So you got Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. I love to say that. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua.
Where you at, old Scotty?
1 second. Yeah, well, I'm going to do a really, really stupid bet here.
Stupid bet.
I'm also gonna lay them points for the Rams. I think they're gonna win easily by at least 7. They're probably going to win this by 10, maybe 13, something like that. I'm also going to parlay this and put on a Puka Nacua touchdown and a Kyron Williams touchdown. I want one from each. And I wonder what that will actually give me. I will take the screenshot and put it in our group chat. It'd probably be about plus 600 or something stupid like that. But it's well worth doing it. If you can do that, I'm not sure. If I can't do that, I'll see if I can do it on a British site, and I'll see if I can do it at my end.
All right,
I don't know if you can make props, and you can do that. Yeah, absolutely. Same game parlay.
Yep. And I'd tell you what, it's plus 1629. Kyron Williams, anytime touchdown. Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown. Cooper Kupp, anytime touchdown. Puka Nacua, anytime touchdown. I'm going to join you on that Puka Nacua anytime.
So it's a plus. Touchdown. It's plus what?
169. Yeah, 1629.
I'll do it. I'm not going to parlay this with the -6, but I'll do a Puka Nacua, a Kyron Williams, and a Saquon Barkley touchdown, all three.
Oh, yes.
Nah, just give me Puka Nacua for $50.
Okay, and how much you putting on that, Jesse?
50.
50.
Yeah, that should win at least like $300 right there.
I was thinking, yeah, that's a really good shot. That so yeah, I'm gonna lay the points, and then I've got it all written down here, so I'm good with that. Cool. Moving on. Really?
All right, we got the Arizona Cardinals traveling to Philly to take on the Eagles. The Cardinals are 11.5-point dogs over under 40-8.
So that's moved the point. That's moved the point in a day. Yeah. I got it as 10.5.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I'm going to stick with the Eagles right here. Okay, the win. I'm not laying those points though.
No chance. John,
I will. $50 on the Eagles. Lay those 11.5 points. They're going to smoke the Cardinals. They are going to fucking smoke the Cardinals. As a matter of fact, they are going to fucking smoke little Kyler Murray so bad, they're going to give him to one of those Philly people on a bun, and they're going to put mustard on his fucking little ass and eat him.
Scott, whenever John goes on his little tirades like that, you just go the other way because it never.
Yeah, I was going to say it never happens. It never happens.
Sorry, buddy.
It's going to be a 3-point win for the Eagles.
Rolling in dough this week.
Eagles lay the points 50. I got you, John. I can't lay 11.5. Jalen Hurts just doesn't look the same quarterback at the moment.
You got to have confidence, Scotty. Have a sense of humor, and you can lay a 9 or a 10 easy.
He is battling injury at the moment, so yeah, I'm not sure on 11.5. They'll probably win this by 7, but I don't think they'll win it by 11. I will back Philly for the win though, definitely.
Hey, you want to see me get some action for the weekend? I married an 11.5. I can lay one.
Hey,
let's see if I get smacked or what.
Saints Buccaneers, what a game!
Saints Bucks.
Saints Bucks. All right, Saints are road dogs against the Buccaneers. Bucks favored by 2.5 points over under 42.5. Yeah, man, I don't want nothing to do with no Derek Carr or Alvin Kamara. I think he's still good, but
he's playing okay, but
not what he used to be. Give me the Bucks. Give me the Bucks. Give me the fucking Bucks. I love the Bucks, how they're playing right now. So
I do too. I think they're buying in with Baker Mayfield, man. Baker Mayfield looks like the quarterback that you drafted number 1.
Yeah.
What are you saying for this one? 100?
200. Two
beans. Wow.
I don't know that he looks like the number 1 overall pick, but he definitely looks like he belongs in the league right now. He's playing with.
Do you know what?
Go ahead.
You're absolutely right, John. I think he's found a home.
Yeah, he has. And I think he's trying. He's
like
lobbying to stay there. He's only on a 1-year contract. But if I'm him, I also say, look, you got to keep Mike Evans here. He's a free agent. That's a big free agent. And Evans might be willing to go try and find what kind of money he could get. Frankly, if I'm him, if I'm the Bucks, you offer him what you can, and hope.
Yeah, but the thing about Mike Williams, man, I mean Mike Evans, I like him, but he's getting older, so I don't think he's going to get the contract that people are expecting.
No, that's true too. But yeah, I think you're right.
Baker might get a good 1-year deal somewhere. Mm-hmm. A hefty, like $15-17 million deal somewhere.
But do you think though that? Do you think that Mike Evans goes, hey, do you know what? I'll test the waters. I'll go out there and I'll look at what I can get. Do you think if he goes to a Jacksonville, is that an upgrade on where he is at the moment? Because I don't think it is.
It's just a big extended trailer park. Which one's closer to Disney? That's about the best option.
I mean, the way the Bucks are playing right now, it's not really. It's about the same. Push. So why not stay home?
Exactly.
I don't think the Jags are going to be in the market for a wide receiver.
I do, because Calvin Ridley's on it hasn't lived up to expectations. So, yeah, for me, I'm the same as you, Jesse. I'm going to go 100 on this, laying those 2.5. I'm definitely backing the Bucks. Baker Mayfield's doing the job at the moment, as we've all discussed. Mm-hmm. And he looks good. He looked good for the Rams as well, and that was obviously an audition to get a job, and he's got a job. And long may it continue. I hope he stays with the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna only go $50 on the Bucks, but 2.5 land them easy. Nah, make it 100. Fuck it. Make it 100.
All right, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling across the country to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle is favored by 3.5. Over under is 41.5, and I can't get a pulse on this game because I love the Steelers defense. The Seahawks are, I don't know what they are, man. I don't know what the Seahawks are. I think they're just a middling team that gets hot in spurts. Who did they play last week?
I'm not sure, mate. But hang on, let me go back and I will tell you.
They lost, didn't
Carolina? Seattle won 17-20 against Tennessee.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, and it was that's right. It was an ugly, kind of an ugly game.
It was very, very close. Ugly game.
Yeah. I'll pick Seattle to win just because we have to pick somebody, but I'm not betting on this game.
100% me as well. John?
I read something very interesting this week. This group of geologists has been allowed inside the tombs of Farah. And in these tombs are the earliest manuscripts that they have found to date. All right, that were written way before. They're trying to carbon date the paper. They think it might actually come from before the advent of mankind. So whether that's possible, I don't know, but this is what they've said. And on page 3 of the 3rd volume, it says, fuck Mason Rudolph. So I'm not going to go against the wisdom of the ancients. Fuck Mason Rudolph. Out in goddamn Seattle. Give me the Seahawks, lay those 3.5 points, put $100 down on it. And I will go ahead and take the over on this game. Seahawks, what they are, I believe last week you said they were going to smoke the Titans, but
yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
They didn't. I think what they are is a team that wants to be someplace. So they're going to try hard. They are at home. And I think that the Steelers they're just not. To quote the Angels.
Yeah, but they play some ugly football, though, man. And Mason Rudolph played really good last week.
He did actually. He had a very good game.
He played pretty well last week. But
they got a good.
Go ahead.
All right. We got the Bengals and the Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 6.5. Bengals got fucking punched in the dick.
They did. They did. They didn't get punched in the dick last week. This game looks a lot better.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not betting. I'm not taking this line because the Chiefs got punched in the dick last week too. So, give me the Chiefs to win, I guess.
That's all I'm doing. Chiefs to win.
Chiefs to win. Same. Nothing. Don't want anything to do with this at all. I hate Patrick Mahomes. Can't stand that ugly little fucker. Does my head in. Great quarterback, but he just does my head in at the minute. Not only because
or across the sea. Fuck Patrick Mahomes.
Only because he's a petulant little child at times.
Yes,
like Josh Allen
beat after the game.
Yeah, so he's crying last week at the
end or of the game. He did a couple of bong hits in the huddle. I don't know.
What made my day was seeing Taylor Swift and Patrick Mahomes' wife hugging at the end or in tears. Wasn't it fantastic to see? Wonderful. Fucking brilliant. It made my Christmas.
It is.
Thank you very much.
Hey! Don't talk about Tay-Tay like that.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that's your future wife. I forgot about that. And then the other thing is, all this shit with Darius Toney the week before against the Bills and not having the decency to say, well done. Even the usual shit that quarterbacks say, stay healthy, what best of playoffs, blah, blah. Couldn't even be asked to do that. Exactly. He's effing and jeffing, and I just thought, that is just sore loser. Being a sore loser. Get over yourself, Patrick. You're on $100 million. You're on a $500 million contract or whatever it is. Get a grip of yourself, mate. Anyway, Kansas City will still win that game.
Get a grip on himself.
All right, we got the San Diego. Wait a second. No, the LA Chargers are 3.5 point dogs against the Russell Wilson list Broncos.
Yeah. Who is in at QB? Is it PJ Walker? Oh no, he's at the Browns. Who is the quarterback?
But I
have no idea.
Let's see who's going to be the quarterback. All right, let's see. Who are some of the? Is it? I don't know.
Oh,
a lot of their quarterbacks have left. So let me see.
So they benched Russell.
Yeah, they benched Russell so he wouldn't get injured. So if they can get out of this contract a little bit easier this offseason, as long as he doesn't get injured. So he's gone. And I've already seen Washington fans say, "Oh, let's get Russell Wilson." Fuck you.
Oh, fucking God.
That was we dodged a speeding bullet on that one. Thank goodness.
Jarrett Stidham. That's who it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Jarrett Stidham. Wow.
And you know what?
He's okay. He's not great.
The Broncos.
He's not
Give
good.
the Broncos, laying the points, and I'll put 50 on them.
All right,
because the Chargers are absolutely assholes.
But they went up to freaking Buffalo last week and took them to the last play. So
yeah,
I don't know
but that's what Buffalo's fucking bullshit.
The Broncos, they have not lived up to things. And goddamn it, listen, I'm going to tell you what, Roger Goodell, I'm looking right at you, motherfucker. You better go over there to goddamn Denver and whoever the fuck owns that goddamn team, Sam Walton, who the fuck ever it is, and tell that Walmart motherfucker that this is how you lose audience, by doing this kind of fucking shit. All right, you're going to sit here and make all these rules to protect all these fucking quarterbacks so that you can attract all these fucking fantasy football goddamn casuals, so that you've ruined it for people like us that really like to watch defensive football. And you're going to let this motherfucker just sit him down so he can get out of a contract? That is not why we watch football. I understand why they're doing it, but goddamn it, Roger, do something about it.
He was due 37 million or something in guarantees about around a physical. I don't know what it was, and they benched him because it wouldn't become payable.
Whatever.
I think that's what
fucking signed his contract.
Dude, I mean,
they're still going to owe him a shit ton of money. They're still going to owe him
yeah. Absolutely. So even if you get out of this contract, this is why players that I look at here, like Russell Wilson, like Kyler Murray, there's just no way these teams can get out of these contracts. Even Daniel Jones, you can't have a team that then takes 17% of your fucking total salary in dead cap if you get rid of them. It's impossible. It's an impossible situation.
Well, fucking look at Deshaun Watson, for Christ's sakes. They have to cut him at $173 million in dead cap space. That's all.
That is ridiculous, considering it's going to be, what, 240 the cap in total?
Well, thank you, Kirk,
John,
for the first guaranteed contract.
Who are you backing in this game, John?
I'm going to back the Chargers in this game, but I'm not betting on anything in this game. Nothing.
I am too. I'm backing the Chargers. I think the Chargers win this because Jared Stidham isn't Russell Wilson. So that's it for me. And Russell just won the game for them last week, didn't he?
He's been playing okay. He's not been great, but he's got a very good touchdown to interception ratio. He protects the ball. Cortland Sutton has played fucking well this year. They've got some people that have. Javonte Williams has come on and played all right. Their defense has been kind of letting them down since they've gone there. I mean, they had their little spurt in the middle of the year.
Wilson's been bad at times, though, like really bad.
Earlier in the year, he's been pretty good.
They didn't win. They lost to the Patriots. So
right. Well, yeah, there you go. But the fact of the matter is, I still think that this is bullshit that they're able to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Just for fans' sake.
So LA for me too. Right. Packers, Vikings. Oofed.
All right, Packers, Vikings, game of the week.
Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, this is two things. I think they're still both in the playoff hunt, aren't they?
The Vikings.
Vikings are favored by 1.5 points. Over under is 36.5. I don't know which way to go on this, guys. I don't. Got no clue.
36.5. I got it as 46.5. That's a big difference.
I got it 43.5 right now.
What the over under is 43.5, yeah?
Yep. Okay. Yep. 43.5.
Yeah, that's what I have. Oh yeah, 36.5 was the other game. Sorry, I just
all right, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this game, guys. Shit. Give me who's playing quarterback for the Vikings nowadays?
It is Mullins.
Mullins is benched. They got somebody else coming back in there, and it's not.
Okay, then.
It's not
Packers. Yeah, I know the Vikings defense has been playing great.
Yes.
No, they benched Dobbs. I
know it's not Dobbs and it's not Mullins. I don't know what the guy's name is, but they're both 7 and 8.
Give me the Packers. Fuck it.
Yeah, I am. I'll see the Packers. The thing about the Packers, though, man, is they won what, like a bunch of games in a row, and then they went and lost to the Giants, and then last week they let the fucking Panthers damn near come back and beat them. Right? You scored 33 points on the Panthers. You better win in a blowout, but they let them come back on them. That was much closer than it should have been. If those two things had not happened, I'd be all over the Packers in this game. Both of these teams are 7-8, so I don't know what that says for the actual standings right now, where they stand for wild card, because I didn't dig that deep into it. But sorry everybody that's out there paying attention out there in internet land. But once your team is out of it, like ours, by October, you tend to stop worrying about that kind of shit. But I will take the Packers in this game, and I will take those 1.5 points, and I will put $50 down on it.
I have done exactly the same bet, John, and it's Jaron Hall is the quarterback.
Jaron Hall. There you go. And if I like my over-under better. Can I put my over-under on the over? Can I go with 30?
I like that. We are missing a game that we've gone before we get to this one. We missed out Carolina and Jacksonville.
I got him here.
I did that on purpose.
Okay.
I know you did.
All right.
Oh, well, we're 10 minutes over, dude. Scott's
All right.
Dude, don't worry about it, man.
I know. All right, Panthers are favored, or not? Shit, what the fuck?
No,
Panthers are dogs against the Jaguars. Jaguars been playing like shit, but it doesn't make a difference. Is Trevor Lawrence playing?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so, but he has
This
not.
is only three. Give me the Jaguars. Give me the Jaguars. Put 100 on it.
Now, both these teams came in the league at the same exact time.
Laying the point.
The Jaguars are at home. I hesitate to bet on them. You'd think on the surface that they would, but the Panthers, they've had 2 good games in a row, right? They lost last week, but that was a good one, and they won the week before that, right? So going on the road, I'm not betting on it. I'll take the Jaguars to win. Is the over/under still the same? Am I right on that one?
36.5. Yeah.
No, I'm not touching it. Just give me the Jags to win.
Yeah. I got the Jags covering, putting what do I say, 50 or $100? $50 on.
I think you said.
Yeah, you said 100 there, but that line has moved. That line has moved significantly by 3 points there. I had that line as Jags favorites by 6.5 yesterday. It's now 3.5. So
I heard $600. I thought. Did Jesse say 650? 700?
Yeah, 1,000 on it. It was
I hear
he put a 10 on
man
it.
in the back.
A monkey. He's gone a full bar.
I'm the guy in the parking lot.
Ain't playing, I mean, I don't know. There's something going on, so I don't know.
He's just beat up.
He is beat up. He's
all right.
He is beat up.
We move on. Scotty, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm laying the points here with Jacksonville. I've got 200 on this. Lay them 3.5. So
all right, right on. All right, game of the week. 49ers and the Washington Commanders. The Jacoby Brissett led Commanders.
Yep.
14-point favorites the Niners are.
That's a big line. That's a big line.
That's a big line.
It's not big enough, though, John, is it?
No. Well, I'll tell you what.
20.
If Brissett plays, I might want to take the Commanders in 14 points. They're not going to win. No. But I can see him losing something like 37-24. Something like
Niners
that.
Are winning. I'm staying away from this bet. But if Brissett plays, I think we can
win. Yeah, like 40-10. That's the way I see it. So I guess it comes down to that for me. I will tell you what. I am not going to bet on the game. I'll take the 49ers to win, and I'll leave that alone. I might call you up and change it on Sunday, depending on what happens with Brissett. If Brissett is playing, I'm going to go ahead and take the Commanders in those 14 points.
Okay, I'm going the complete opposite. I'm going to lay them points, and I'm going to put $150 on it. Boat racing, as I've said, John, which means we're going to get smoked. We're going to get smoked. This is.
All right, I got a prop bet. Got a prop bet.
Let's hear it.
Go on, mate.
Number 6.
2 touchdowns for McCaffrey. Put $50 on that.
I'll join you in that. $50 with 2 TDs for CMC. That sounds reasonable. What's the over/under on sacks in this game for the 49ers? Let me see here.
Oh, 2T DCMC. Yeah, that's a great bet, actually, Jesse. That is a great bet. I might have some of this action, you know. I might actually put this on in real life. I don't know. Sacre bleu.
I'll tell you what. I'll put $50 also on a George Kittle anytime touchdown.
Okay. $50.
Yeah, you might as well put $50 on an anytime touchdown for anybody that's a skill position player. You'll come out
for the 49ers. Yeah,
you'll come out ahead. Yeah.
Okay. I've got that one down as well, John. And final predictions then, guys. What are we saying? What's going to be the score?
I can't find sacks. Where's sacks? The score, I'm going to go ahead and say what I said. It's going to be 37-24 San Francisco.
37-24 SF. Jesse, you yesterday, I think you said it was going to be 42-23 to the 49ers. Are you still sticking with that?
Yeah.
42-23 San Francisco. And I am going to say 36-20 to San Francisco as well. And we lump on, and that is that, onto a final game of the season where nobody cares.
Well,
we do because it's Cowboys week, so we always care about Dallas week. But yeah,
I don't really give a fuck about Dallas week. Not at the end of the season like this. What this is okay. This is over until fucking May, practically.
Correct.
We'll get excited at the beginning of March. We'll have a bunch of arguments over the draft, and we'll see what goes on from there. And then what we'll have to do really after this week is figure out what our Bleeding Burgundy podcast schedule is going to be going into the offseason. Because based on the letters and emails that I have received, a lot of your life is on the line if we don't show up every time we're supposed to. Gotta tell you.
Well, the thing is, John, it's not going to be. We're going to have to keep the mic rolling because it's not like it's going to not be a busy off season.
Right. So we'll be around for sure.
Lots of stuff going on.
All right. So as of course, make sure you show up after the game. We're going to be right here live to give our assessments of what we have just seen. And of course, those assessments may or may not be clouded by various alcoholic beverages. So for me, probably that is New Year's Eve, and I might get started early so I can go to bed early and forget about it all. So yeah, so my wife thinks I'm going to a party. So, all right. So, anyway, we'll also be back on Monday at 5:30 to talk about the game in depth, or as the way we like to do it, all over the fucking road. And until then, Happy New Year, everybody. And I hope we at least show up on Sunday. Let's hope we do. Yeah. Jesse walking back into the Hyatt with his sloppy bottom. Dude, they're going to throw you out, right?
Well, I gotta go. We're going out to dinner, so later.
See you later. All right, everybody. We're out of here. See ya.